Webcast for Tuesday, January 21st. I'm South Ops meteorologist Jonathan O'Brien. We have sunny skies across the board to start out today with very dry air and offshore flow firmly entrenched across the region. Here's a look at some wind observations this morning with the wind gust values shown in red. And you can see Santa Ana wind conditions are present with east to northeast winds across much of Southern California, although the speeds are really not too exceptional, with most areas gusting at or below 50 miles per hour and many below 40 miles per hour. More impressive than the wind this morning is the dryness. Take a look at the current RH values across the region, and the number of single-digit values is really impressive for this time of the day. And you can even see numerous readings of 3, 4, 5% at a time of day when RH is typically at its highest. So we are in for just an exceptionally dry day today with minimum humidity of 2 to 7% across much of Southern California. There may be a slight uptick in wind speeds through late this morning since that is the time of day when offshore flow typically peaks, so moderate to locally strong Santa Ana conditions will continue for several more hours. But we'll see bigger improvements by this afternoon with wind speeds really beginning to drop off as we head towards sunset. But combined with the extreme dryness, today is definitely still a critical fire weather day. Temperatures will be near normal again today, maybe a couple degrees warmer than yesterday, with mid-40s to mid-50s across the mountains and 60s to low 70s in the valleys. Offshore flow will be with us for some time to come. Like we talked about, there will be somewhat of a lull in the winds from this evening through Wednesday morning, but an increase to weak to briefly moderate Santa Ana wind conditions is then expected for Wednesday afternoon through most of Thursday. Northeast winds of 15 to 25 miles per hour with gusts to 40 miles per hour can be expected over the wind-prone corridors of Southern California during that time, with some locally higher winds possible. It will also remain very dry Wednesday and Thursday, with minimum humidity in the single digits and poor to non-existent overnight recoveries. Here's a look at minimum RH values for Wednesday. Once again, some exceptionally low values here. Significant warming will also occur Wednesday and Thursday. By Thursday, shown here, the Southern California valleys will reach the upper 70s and low 80s. Friday will be a transition day with continued dry conditions but a gradual shift to light onshore flow and several degrees of cooling. And then we continue to watch big changes for this weekend as we see what is essentially a merger of two troughs over the west coast. One a potent inside slider coming out of the northern Rockies, and the other a weak trough over the eastern Pacific. If it were just the inside slider, we'd be in potential trouble for more offshore winds, but the merged system is likely going to scoop up just enough Pacific moisture to bring some precipitation to the region, and scattered showers with isolated thunderstorms appear likely for much of the region beginning Saturday and continuing all the way into early next week. And this system may be just what the doctor ordered for SoCal, as it continues to look like a primarily beneficial event with light to moderate rainfall totals spread out over a few days, early indications being give or take a half inch to an inch of rainfall in many spots. This would meaningfully reduce fire danger for an extended duration, while limiting potential flooding impacts on our recent burn scars. Temperatures will also be much colder this weekend, with valley highs only in the low to mid-50s, along with breezy onshore flow. Very low snow levels of 3,000 to 4,000 feet are likely, with significant mountain snowfall probable. So overall, this system has the potential to bring welcome relief to the region, but given it is still several days away, some forecast changes are still possible. In the meantime, the long duration of very low humidity will cause a significant decrease in the dead fuel moisture through Friday. So after a little bit of moistening this past weekend, expect just about all fuel types to be highly receptive to ignition in the days ahead. There will remain a high risk for large fire over Southern California from the mountains westward through most of today due to the continued critical fire weather. Rapid rates of spread and long-range spotting will be likely on any new ignitions in windy areas. Large fire potential will remain elevated but not nearly as extreme on Wednesday and Thursday as breezy offshore winds and very dry conditions continue. Winds will likely remain a little below high-risk threshold, so none have been added for those days, but at least briefly critical conditions are likely. Fire danger will start to ramp down on Friday, and if the current projections of cold and wet weather hold up, fire danger will be greatly reduced for an extended duration beginning this weekend, so we will all cross our fingers for that. That's it for today's webcast. Thanks for joining us. The next one will be on Wednesday, January 22nd.